a lawyer who is ceaselessly happy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Take it as you will. Ready?
Let's do it.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, how's it going? I'm John Silver.
Nice to meet you, Silver. Where's your family from?
My family is originally from Reno, but we actually moved to Vegas when I want to say around 9 years old, and then I went to UNLV, got my degree, and also went to law school out there as well. Made myself a home in California in the last 7-8 years, and been thriving and living in LA since. Can't complain.
Oh, that's awesome.
Working my ass off. Yeah, it's great.
What was it like growing up as a child in Las Vegas?
It was different. Always hot. That's why I actually moved to California, because it's similar to California, but definitely more hot in the springtime and summer. But it was cool. Neighborhood kids were not exactly how I ended up being, but it taught me a lot, and it made me really happy for where I'm at right now. Be positive and just loving my career and trying to help people and seize cases and just be the top dog every time I step into the courtroom. So,
what was your inspiration for becoming a lawyer?
I grew up with a lot of family members who just were always in trouble with the law, and always hearing the stress from my mom with her brother, and I just wanted to find a way to help people, and so I knew that I had what it took to be smart in that field, and I know if I studied and did all the right things, I can go down the route of being a lawyer and helping others. And so family and seeing the trouble that like my mom's brother, my uncle went through, and even some of my older cousins, just being in and out of trouble and kind of being institutionalized with getting in trouble with drugs and other random crap. So, but that's why and that's why I feel good about myself nowadays, and I got this great career, and I would say family, just seeing them struggle just kind of really helped me propel myself like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that before you can go to law school, you need like a bachelor's degree. What did you get it in?
Well, I actually originally went to UNLV for communications, and that's what I graduated with. Took a year off and went to law school back at UNLV because alumni thought I'd go there. It wasn't obviously the best. There's obviously better choices, but I figured I'd stay close to home and conquer what I need to get done there. So I would say undergrad was great at UNLV, getting communications, doing speech classes and psychology and doing that field, but I wasn't sure at the same time too, so that's why I did communications at first, and then I realized I wanted to really pursue what I've always had on my mind, so just law school. So
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's the worst part of your job?
There really isn't. Money's always good when I get the right people, but I guess the worst part is when someone is disappointed. There's things that happen in courtrooms or in certain cases that you can't control. So sometimes you don't get the full outcome that you want, but my clients are always understandable with that. So I'd say that's probably the one that makes it hard with my career. Sometimes I don't get exactly what I want, but it's part of the business, and it's part of what happens. So, but I love it. I love LA. Love working near Whittier and all those places and dealing with clients in the LA County. So can't complain. It's a great career.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
5H. Done those?
No. You guys are very good at keeping these apart. So you are a very competitive astronaut. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Welcome. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Hannah Silverman.
Nice to meet you, Hannah.
Doctor Hannah Silverman.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. Sorry. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a suburb right outside of Washington, D.C.
Oh, that's very cool. And what did your parents do for a living?
Well, you see, my dad, he was in the military. He did some contracting and was involved with the FBI. My mom was just a stay-at-home mom. And, I really looked up to my father, and I wanted to, do great things like he did.
That's very cool, and that's why you became an astronaut?
Yeah, you know, he pushed me a lot. So I just did my best.
What was high school like for you?
High school was good. You know, I did a lot of AP courses, and you know, my sister's 2 years younger than me, and so she was with me for a couple of years, and it was always that I had to, you know, the report card, grades, just had to be right there, neck and neck.
That sibling rivalry?
Oh yeah.
What did your sister go into? You know, what does she do for a living?
My sister? Oh, you know, she decided to become a surgeon, so I think she kind of looked up to me for the great things.
Very cool. And did you enjoy high school?
High school? Well, I felt like that I wasn't being pushed very much. You know, some people would say it was a fairly academic high school, but you know, it wasn't enough. People, you know, their grade point averages like a 3.7. Are you really happy with that? How are people happy with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I graduated with 1 B, and I was disappointed in myself.
What class was that in?
It was in English.
Oh, not a big English person?
It's not important though.
No. You're more into the hard sciences?
Oh yeah.
And what did you major in?
I majored in biochemical engineering.
Oh, very cool. So what do you do when you're up in space?
So I'm part of a program that's looking into future colonization on planets and possibly the moon as well. So obviously you're going to have oxygen and plants that we have to grow, and so I'm involved in that.
Very cool. How do you get along with your coworkers?
I would say well. They might say a little differently, but you know, to each his own.
How do you think other people describe you?
Fun is not a word that comes up often. I'm very driven, very hardworking.
Well, those are both excellent things. What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part is getting to come back and see the looks on people's faces when I tell my stories.
Excellent. And the worst part?
The worst part? Well, you know, it gets lonely sometimes when you're just staring out into the vastness of space. You know, it might seem unlikely, but I'm one of those people who doesn't believe in alien life, and at least sentient, and just the fact that we don't get to be challenged by them. It's a loss.
Interesting. And are you seeing anyone romantically?
No. My career comes first. I don't need that distraction.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are an insecure butcher.
Okay.
I'm glad someone picked butcher. I was looking forward to it. Okay. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Alissa Stone.
Alissa Stone. And where did you grow up?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. What was it like there?
Dry, hot, a lot of land, not very many people, which is nice because I don't like being around people.
And what were your parents like? What did they do?
My parents, I didn't see my parents a lot. They were always out working in the farm, doing this or that. They're very secretive. And yeah, just made me uncomfortable. I just get weird feelings when I think about that.
Do you talk to them much now?
No, I don't know where they are.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you live these days?
Here in Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
And why did you move here? It's a very busy place.
Well, I wanted to get away from my parents, but you know, there's definitely a contrast between Arkansas and Manhattan. You know, growing
Absolutely.
up. Right. I didn't like being around people, and I still don't. But I feel like more opportunity for other things than just working and coming home and doing, what you need just to survive, which is how it was when I was living in Arkansas.
That's very cool. And in my experience, those smaller communities, they're much, even if there's less people, all those people a lot better. There's anonymity that comes with the city.
Yeah, and they know you, and that's not great.
Yeah. What was school like for you?
School? I was homeschooled, but it was hard because I didn't have a lot of friends, and I felt like the teachers ostracized me a lot, and overall it was just not a great experience.
The teachers being your parents?
No, the teachers when I was at school and then before being homeschooled, and that's why I was
So you did normal school and then moved to
Right.
homeschooling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So was it your choice to begin homeschooling, or did your parents think that was the right way to go?
It was my parents, but my parents didn't homeschool me. It was the teachers that were a part of the school.
Oh, I see. And did you homeschool through high school as well?
Yeah.
What did you do for that?
Yeah, homeschooled through high school. It was hard. It's very lonely, but at the same time, it's nice because you get more alone time and you're away from everybody else.
And why did you become a butcher?
Well, growing up, I was surrounded by a lot of animals, because my parents were farmers. And funny enough, I don't eat meat, but I do, it was kind of something that I just fell into. And you don't have to interact with people, so, you just kind of do your own thing.
And do you have any coworkers? What's your working situation like?
Yeah, but I work in the back, so I don't have to talk to them.
That's cool. So you don't really know them all that well?
Mm-mm. Thank God.
What do you do for fun?
Well, I like to read. Anything that has to do with being by myself, because, anything that has to do with interacting with other people is it's no good. Yeah, I don't like being around. It's just I don't want to be looked at or think about or thought about, or I just don't like that. Reading, writing, anything like that.
Who's your favorite author?
Ernest Hemingway.
And why do you like him?
I think that his writing, you can kind of get a sense of who he is, and in a lot of his books, you could kind of tell by the way that he is, and he was also somewhat a loner, and I feel like I connect with that.
What would you say the meaning of life is?
That's a good question. I think I'm still figuring that one out.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.